Okay. Good evening. Wait, it's morning. Good morning, everybody. Oi, for reals. The sketch today is Mozart versus Beethoven. Now, on the classical channel, the local classical channel, on the radio, I can't get away from Mozart because it's like his 300th birthday or something. So it's just like fucking Mozart everywhere. But I want to bring up the debate of Mozart versus Beethoven again, and there's some irony here. Get this. This is the irony. At the end of Mozart's life, Mozart did a requiem which he didn't finish. Oddly enough, at the end of his life, Mozart did all this music that wasn't really heady, it wasn't heavy. There was nothing really depressing about it, and yet at the end of his life, he was doing this requiem, which is very. Do you know what a requiem is? It's not happy, is it? Conversely, Beethoven, all of his life was doing this like all this angry shit, like he was purging his demons on the piano. And then at the end of his life, he did like Ode to Joy. You get it? You connect the fucking dots between Mozart and Beethoven. They were doing different things, and then they kind of like crossed. At the end of Mozart's life, he did a requiem. Beethoven, at the end of his life, he was doing an ode to joy. So they did that. It's funny though, the debate between Mozart versus Beethoven, because it's just a funny one. I mean, Mozart's like this little prick, spends all of his life doing music. He's like, yeah, this is easy. And Beethoven's like, oh, fuck. Mozart like spits out, a symphony in 3 minutes. Like, oh, what, darlings? And Beethoven's like, yeah, this isn't quite right. It's not the way I want it to be. Fuck! Threw it away. Another draft. Fuck it. I hate the world. But here's the test. Because, I can imagine, despite the fact that they crossed over when they were both dying into each other, if they were alive, if they were alive today, I think there'd be a brilliant conversation, you know what I mean? Like, Mozart would be like, hi, hey Beethoven, what's going on? I did some really cool music today, you won't believe it! And Beethoven just like, I'm so angry I can't even talk to you. You make me angry. And then Mozart's like, oh, Beethoven, is the little Beethoven a little bit grumpy and sad? Oh, darling. And then Beethoven just like, I want to fucking kill you. Beethoven did spend some time playing Mozart. Fuck this. Beethoven was like, fuck this. And also, Beethoven's father. The whole thing about Beethoven was so funny because without his tyrant father, there would be no Beethoven, which is another odd kind of irony. Mozart was so successful that Beethoven came just after him, and Beethoven's father said, look, I'm a drunk and I don't want to work. I want you to make my money for me. So, what you're going to be is the next Mozart. That's why I'm chaining you to the piano. You're going to practice 18 hours out of the day. And no, you can't have water or anything to eat either. And that's what he did. His father was a fucking tyrant. He chained him to the fucking piano. Again, another irony is that Beethoven, during these hours of sitting there, right, like trying to be the next Mozart, out of that came an original voice. And so what did Beethoven do that's important? What did he do? He didn't play schoolgirl music, did he? He said, you know what, Papa, I will be Mozart, but I'm not going to be Mozart. What I will do is give integrity to music. I'll provide some honesty to music. For instance, the way I'm feeling right now. I'm gonna add that in too. Right? Oh, music for me, not just for the fucking people who want to engage in dinner parties. Is it, Papa? No, I won't write that. But thank you for chaining me to the piano for years and years and years. It's the irony of good and bad, of yin and yang, but Mozart versus Beethoven in the end. Mozart was very funny. Beethoven was very serious. They crossed paths at the end of their lives. Actually, you know, a funny story is that when Beethoven was very young, Mozart was actually getting old. And Beethoven actually played for Mozart. And at the end of his playing, people weren't very impressed. They were like, oh God, he played that in front of Mozart? They were kind of embarrassed for Beethoven. What did Mozart say? He said, keep an eye on that fucking kid. He's going to have something to say, and it will probably be more important than anything I've ever had to say. When he says say, it means writing on the keyboard. But so good. Anyways, at the end of the day, I mean, you play all of Mozart's works, which are happening all around the globe right now because of his 392nd birthday. But I gotta say, I gotta side with Beethoven. I mean, I think when you listen to the music, I'm more compelled by Beethoven. I think he was more into gravity. I think he had his music is more gravitatious than Mozart's. Sorry. So maybe all you soccer moms, maybe you should, you know, switch the CD in your CD player that's playing in your infant's bedroom. Switch it to Beethoven. Yeah, because Mozart, I don't know. It's not really a Mozart world anymore, is it? Okay, good. Well, that concludes the Mozart versus Beethoven debate. Beethoven fucking wins. Okay, brilliant. Bye-bye.